Okay, gang. Yeah, no, this is not the 7117, is it? But this is a really quick repair, so let's get it done. What do you say? This is just a fuel line. That's the only thing wrong with this one. So we're going to yank that fuel line off. I've got the wrong pliers out for it. I need the 45 degree, not the 90 degree. Come on, guys. Pull that one back. Get this one pulled back. Got that line off. Let's get these clamps off. That's one. Whoop, two. Put them on our new line, which is pre-cut just for this video. My neighbor Trudy's. Whoops, lost our lighting. One end and the other end. I don't know if you guys are just sitting there staring at my head or not, but now we'll move the clamps back. There we go. That's it. That's the entire repair. Took all of what? How long did that take? A minute and 47 seconds, even with me fumbling around a little bit. So we'll get it on the ground, give her a test tickle, see if she'll start up, and then get on the 7117. Let's see if she'll start. Prime it. Golden. Now it's time for the 7117 build. Engine extraction time. We're going to fast forward through it after I'm done babbling here. I'll tell you things that are going to need to be replaced, and I'll have to build them. That is the throttle cable and the choke cable. Neither one are going to be long enough to get to the front of the engine. Well, the front of the engine is going to be here. I may be able to route them, but we'll just have to wait and see if I have to do anything with those. We obviously know I've got to mess with the wiring. Another thing, the new engine, which is sitting right over there. Can you see it in the video? You can see part of it. It's right here. Is the the overall height is 1 inch lower than where it needs to sit in order to line up with the drive shaft. So I will have to make blocks to raise the engine up to be in proper alignment with the drive shaft. So a little bit involved, but not so involved that Zippo won't get it done. And for Sean, just to let you know, I ordered your exhaust manifold. I'm going to do kind of a half Briggs and half Zippo exhaust on this thing. You guys know I've done custom exhausts and whatnot. So we're going to do just a little bit of trickery. It's not going to be obnoxious or loud or anything like that. It's just going to be a little different because we're obviously changing it out completely. And this video series is also going to help anybody who is going from a KT17 engine or even a Briggs cast iron frame, where this frame is cut out for the KT17. It's going to be easier to slip that twin in there for the Vanguard twin, but putting the Vanguard twin in a 7116, which would have a 16 horse Briggs, you're looking at just a little bit more trickery to get it to fit. You may have to shave a little bit of the frame down. but you're not going to screw up the integrity of the frame on this. The way that it's built, you're going to be fine. You're going to be golden if you decide that you want to do an engine swap. And Small Engine Warehouse does have a complete Briggs cast iron single to Vanguard swap kit, and a Kohler KT17 7117 to Briggs Vanguard swap kit. That's where that adapter came from on the Vanguard that we've got now. We're just kind of building our own kit here. So there you have it. Now we're going to start the fast forward part. So I'm going to move real fast and real funny looking. I haven't mastered putting music to it. Not that savvy technically. So you guys are just going to have to watch. I'll speed it up as quick as I can so that, 20-30 seconds like I did the last video with the Vanguard. Alright, are we ready? Fast forward in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. There is one extracted engine. Okay, we're going to check for fitment issues side to side. Make sure the oil filter isn't going to get in the way. If it does, we're going to have to pull this off and do a remote oil filter setup. They have them. They're not exactly inexpensive, but you've got to do what you got to do to get a motor in place, right? Bring her forward a little bit more. Is that it? We are forward as far as we can go there, so got to be careful here. Don't want to screw anything up. Now mind you, I'm going to be coming up an inch. You guys need to remember that. So I think I need to pull this exhaust off over here on this side. Give me just a second. Alright gang, it is sitting in there. The oil filter is definitely going to be an issue. So, Sean, I apologize. These are things that we discover as we move along. So I'm going to see about getting a remote oil relocator. And if that's not possible, we can actually delete the oil filter on this engine, which would not cause problems. You would just have to make sure you're on key with your oil changes. An oil filter engine allows you 50 hours between oil changes. Non-oil filtered allows you 25 hours of operation. So it's just a matter of keeping track of how often you're using it. So we, obviously the cheaper option would be for me to make a block off plate here and just let the pressure lube take care of keeping the internals lubricated, but omitting the oil pump. I think I'm going to have to look in the book to make sure. But let me bring you guys down here. I will show you the alignment problem that I was speaking about earlier about height. So as you can see, the engine is definitely sitting too low. Now, when I bring the engine up that inch, that may clear the oil filter. It may very well. The engine also is sitting to the right as you're sitting on the tractor about another inch. So that's something else that we will have to pay attention to when we get this up. And the engine does have to come forward a good bit more, and we've got plenty of room to do that, so I'm not too concerned about that. And it looks like we'll be using this set of mounting holes right here. So yeah, yep. Or we may have to blow some new holes into it. So not just a quick, simple, easy bolt-in process, but we will get it done. And hopefully there'll be a lot of learning that goes on along with this little journey that will help anybody else out looking to swap their old tired KT-17 out for a Briggs Vanguard. Okay, we'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay, with just setting the engine down in there without the blocks to raise it up to where it needs to be, if you guys can see here that we are up where we need to be. It was 1 1/8 inches. I've just got wood blocks in there right now just to make sure that I had the height that I needed. I am going to have to blow new holes into the deck in order to mount the engine, but with the 1 inch spacing that I need, what I'll probably do is make a couple of blocks that I can drill and tap in order to mount the engine to the blocks, and then drill the blocks so that they will line up with other holes. So as you can see, it's not quick, simple, easy process. It is it takes figuring. So with the oil filter, there's only about 1/8 of an inch gap right here. That's it. That's all you've got. So in order to change the oil, my best recommendation is, and I've got the IPL, the individual parts list for this engine, is to order 3 or 4 of those gaskets, and then when you're ready to change the oil, pop those off. Just pull the whole oil filter assembly off and replace your oil filter, and then slide everything back in. Don't go getting the high capacity big oil filters for it. They will not fit. But this is what the engine is going to look like sitting in the tractor. This is it. It is in there. Now comes the fun part of just getting everything figured so that everything's going to line up, everything's going to work correctly. All the wiring, routing the cables, and all of that. Now, looking at the cables, it looks like I should probably have enough. Okay, I do not have enough throttle cable to get to it, so we may need to change this mounting bracket right here and move it over here so that we can retain the same cable, because I can get the cable onto the throttle plate, and then the question becomes, will his throttle wind up being backwards, where all the way forward will be low, and as you pull it back you'll be accelerating. Not a deal breaker, it'll still work. Choke is long enough, it can go right in there and take care of the choke. No issues there. As far as wiring's not going to be an issue either. I will pull the engine back out, obviously, because it's sitting on wood blocks and I have to make the mounting blocks. But the engine will come back up out. I will take care of everything that needs to be done under the dash as far as wiring goes, get it all squared away in that respect. So as you can see, Sean, it's not just a off-the-shelf drop-in. It is going to take some figuring and some machining of mounting blocks, and just it's not just a quick, easy drop in and go. So I did order the exhaust manifold. I believe I mentioned that in another portion of this video, depending on whether I post that particular bit of video footage or not. I've recorded a lot today, so a lot of it may get cut out, but In short, there's your engine. It does fit. I will make sure that it fits and operates and does everything that it's supposed to do, and you'll be rocking a nice, good, dependable Vanguard in your 7117. And you can see here with the oil filter, the KT17 already has the cutouts in the frame. We come over here and look at the 7116. There are no cutouts in the frame over here. So, you know, an engine swap of this magnitude into this one would require quite a bit more in order to accommodate it. Your oil drain you've got right down here. You can mount an easy, and there's another one over here. I don't know if you can see it or not. There's another one over there. But what you can do is mount an easy drain to that to make it nice and easy to drain your oil, and you just put a hose on those, run that hose off. It's just a clear, I thought I had it in there, it must be in the next drawer down. There it is. You just mount a clear hose to the end of that barbed nipple there. Come on. So that might be something that, you know, you can order and throw on at your leisure. But as far as getting the other engine out and getting this engine in, I hope that excites you, Sean, that it's going to fit. But we've got pretty good road ahead of us to get it permanently mounted and fully operational. Once that's done, we'll pay attention to the other little details. This detail here I will take care of before the engine is permanently mounted. And you can see a little better what I was talking about before if you look at this nut back here and just watch. Everything moves. So what should be a double D has turned into an hourglass. It's just it's not much to get that squared away, so don't worry about that. All I'm doing now is just babbling, and my battery's about to die because I have shot so much footage of this thing today. But there you go, Sean. The engine is in. It is in its respective perspective spot. Now the real work begins. Getting the sucker permanently mounted in there. That's it. This is Zippo. Time for dinner. I'm out of here. Thumbs up.